One of the most difficult things to solve for is when to invest in the right technologies. Now, this is going to look completely different for every single business and every single company. However, I want to give you a few guidelines that we typically see with most of our B2B technology companies to help give you an idea of when and where to invest in these technologies. So here, I broke this out into 3 sections. We have early stage, which would be anywhere from the inception of the company. Maybe you raise some seed funding or a Series A. We have a mid-stage Series B company or a post-Series B company. So maybe you've raised a Series C, you're marching towards an IPO, or you're a very well-established company. So if you're an early stage company, you just raised a seed round, you just did a Series A, one of the most important investments you can make is in a CRM. Salesforce or HubSpot are really good options to start off with. If you start off with something else, you can always migrate into something later, but investing in some form of CRM early is unbelievably important. This data will be the foundation to scale your business, give you the data that you need to make decisions, and will also enable the rest of the technology as you go along. Without a CRM, most of these tools can't even be used on their own. So making that investment first, designing it right, and getting the foundation set up is going to empower the rest of the tech stack. Next is going to be that marketing automation platform. This is when you're building top of funnel, you're doing as much outreach as possible. Bringing on something like a HubSpot, Marketo, or Pardot is going to be really important to help manage that process for you early on. It's not too early to invest in a marketing automation system. It's just the right time because you're likely building all of that demand at this point in time. In order to feed the data that you need in that marketing automation system, something like a ZoomInfo, Seamless, Apollo, those are really good solutions to help give you the right data for your outreach. If you have a marketing automation system on its own without any data, it's very tough to actually get the most out of it. So this is also a good time to invest in a tool like that gets you contact information, emails, and really empowers your marketing automation system and CRM with the data you need to begin your outreach and demand generation. The last one I put in this category is more of a maybe. If you have a sales team at this stage, if you have a few reps in the field, bringing on a sales engagement platform, something like Outreach, SalesLoft, or Groove, will really create a more productive rep for you and will help automate a lot of the tasks that they have. Again, at this stage, you're likely doing a lot of demand generation, and the more you can automate at this stage, the better for you. If you don't have a lot of quota-carrying reps at this time, this may be a little bit early to invest, but you make the decision. If you're still in the stage where you're doing founder-led sales, maybe it's not the time to invest in it, but if you do have a couple quota-carrying reps, this might be a good time for you. Once you've raised a Series B, you're really starting to get into that scale-up phase. This is where you have a predictable roadmap to revenue, you have a well-defined sales process, you should have a well-defined marketing process and customer success process, and you're at the stage where you're really trying to scale those and get as efficient as possible and do as much volume of activity and management as possible too. This is where implementing some tools that will help enable that scale-up process is going to be very important. The first one I'll start with is a customer success platform. At this stage, you should have a good-sized customer base with a few CSMs in the field managing well-defined books of business. Empowering them with a customer success platform is going to help them automate their tasks, escalate any risks or opportunities, and articulate the health of the book of business to executive management. A few customer success platforms you might want to consider are ChurnZero, Gainsight, or PlanHat. If you didn't already have a few reps in the field, after raising a Series B, it's likely the time you're going to start hiring. One tool that will really help enable that team be consistent and provide a good customer experience is a CPQ platform. CPQ stands for Configure Price Quote. This is going to help maintain consistency to configure products and services to produce quotes for your customers. It's going to streamline approval flows for discounts or contract terms, and it's going to create a very well streamlined process for your customer. A few solutions in the CPQ category you might want to consider are DealHub, Salesforce CPQ, or Aptus. Once you have a team of sellers in the field, it's really important to maintain the quality of experience they're providing to potential customers, ensuring that the pitch and the way people are articulating the product and service is very consistent. And something that really helps enable that at this stage is a coaching platform. Something like Gong or Chorus to help ensure that those meetings are recorded. You can coach the team members. You can look for language that they're using that's being effective and productive. And then you can also refine your pitch and processes by analyzing the data from these platforms. Once you have a team of sellers in the field, it's tough to be on every call with them. So it's important that these are recorded, that the data is categorized, and that you're able to analyze it at a later date. If your company has raised a Series C or later stage round of funding, you have already gone through the process of proving your ability to scale up. These products are now designed to help really fine-tune the scaling machine that you've designed and that you've built, and help empower the teams as much as possible. Now, some of the tools here in this category you may see earlier on during the Series B timeframe of a scaling company, but in general, this is where we typically find them. But like I said in the past, if there's something that you think you need earlier on, it's always good to evaluate and see if it aligns well with your process. At the top of the list here in this category is revenue intelligence platforms. At this time, you have lots of data, you have years of data to analyze, and you can really start making predictive actions based on the data that you have. You should have things well segmented, well categorized, so that a revenue intelligence platform can really do its job and superpower the revenue intelligence at your company now, and then give you a good idea of where to place future bets. Should you invest in this marketing channel? Should you hire more reps in this territory? Should you invest in this new region? This is going to help give you the data to empower those decisions. Once you're at this stage, you most likely have too much data to analyze manually, and you really need something with AI capabilities that can help supercharge this process. A few tools in this category are Qflow, BoostUp, or Clary. These will give you some AI capabilities that really help you automate the forecast, automate your planning processes, and give you the intelligence you need to drive your business forward. At this stage of company, if you have a channel strategy, it's likely at the point where you need a platform to properly manage. It's likely you have a high volume of referrals or deals being registered, you have a high number of affiliates that can't be managed with one-to-one relationships, and you really need a platform that helps the partners sell your product or service on your behalf and helps streamline the data within your own CRM so you can track commissions that need to be paid, relay this information to finance, and make sure that you have a place to store all of this data. Not every business has a strong channel strategy, so if you don't, this might not be relevant to you. But if you do have a strong channel play at this stage in company, it's likely a good time to bring on a solution like this. A couple good recommendations are PartnerStack and Allbound. These are good solutions to help manage your partner strategy and help manage your partner operations. At this stage, you also likely have a large database of content. You have product sheets, you have use cases, case studies, testimonials, you have very in-depth overviews of certain products or features that you have. And at this point in time, it's really likely that you need something to help manage all of that content and empower your team to get the right content to the customer at the right time. This is where a content marketing platform can really come in play. Something like a Seismic or HighSpot can really empower your teams to organize your content and get them the right content at the right time. At this stage of growth, it's also very likely that you have multiple layers of sales teams and you have multiple layers of management. Something that gets difficult at this stage is maintaining the training and enablement of those teams, especially when you're creating new features, new services, and continually updating the product. Making sure that the teams are trained and enabled is very important at this stage, and having a platform dedicated to do that is a really powerful investment. You could look at a few solutions such as MindTickle or Brainshark to help house your training programs and enable your teams on an ongoing basis. The last tool category I'm going to cover in this section is a commission management tool. At this stage, when you have scaled out sales teams, your commission plan tends to get relatively complex. You may be running separate spiffs, You may be incentivizing the sale of certain products or certain features, and you may have different tiers of commission plans depending on the role or where they fit in the go-to-market lifecycle and what part of the process they own. This level of complexity really begins to get difficult to manage manually or to run commission plans in spreadsheets. So a commission plan such as Spiff or Captivate IQ will be really good solutions to help manage commission rules and automate the commission process. The last thing I want to mention on the maturity scale of when to invest in technologies is your investment in the CRM should never end. All of these tools, all of these technologies depend on your CRM being tailored to your business, being well managed, well built, well designed, and none of these tools will really capture their full potential if you don't make the proper investments in your CRM. I wanted to give you a quick overview of which tools are used by which department. Now, just like the other slides, this is not comprehensive. This is not exactly what it's going to look like at your business, but it will give you a good idea of where to start and where some of these tools might fit in the functional areas. You'll notice the two areas that use the most amount of technology tend to be your sales and customer success teams because they're directly interacting with customers and they need all the data from the CRM and tools that empower decision making. Another thing you'll notice is that the CRM is ubiquitous across all of the functional teams here and likely used by other departments in the business as well.